Masinya Attorneys Incorporated, a boutique commercial and taxation law firm in Midrand, Johannesburg, South Africa. Strategic lawyers on point with more than 20 years of practice experience. We are professional, capable, and qualified.
Hello, everybody who is part of this family. Thank you so much for joining me this time. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Solomon's Temple. That is, my name is Solomon Izan Eshams, and it's so good to have you here at this time of the day. I hope you're doing very well. It's raining cats and dogs, like the British say, in Johannesburg. You know, yesterday it was very rainy, and today Johannesburg, South Africa, it's also been raining, so it's a good thing. What we do is where my house, where we stay, we have a 4 big tankers outside looking out now where we harvest water. So when we water our grass and our gardens, we use the water that we harvest from the rain. So we have been always praying, we need the rain. We can also put more water into our pool and all that kind of thing. So it's a blessing to have that. And please continue to pray for South Africa. There's a new COVID variant that has been traced in South Africa. It's actually Botswana, some of the Southern African countries. So those of you guys who are in the UK, the British government have put South Africa and about 5 other Southern African countries on the red list. They also discovered the variant in Hong Kong. So please pray for South Africa. Pray for God's protection, God's immunity, and also the other nations, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Botswana, and these countries, because this red list thing is going to make Europe and other countries, so tourists from coming here, families are supposed to be traveling during this holiday season to come down, and a whole lot of stuff. So it is a bit worrisome, but we put everything in the hands of the Lord, and I hope every one of you, each and every one of you, is doing so well. Queens is saying in the prayer, she says, South Africa, it shall be well with our great nation. Amen. Josephine says, blessed morning to you, Uncle Solomon. For when you stand for truth, you must stand without fear or favor. God bless you for helping God's children not to be led astray. Amen. We cannot fold our arms and watch our brothers and sisters being deceived by greedy men, masquerading as pastors, masquerading as prophets, just prophet lying. Tony Eden, I believe your prison experience is the Lord Almighty doing. Thank you, Tony. God bless you. Richard from Zambia, great to have you here. Grace from Polokwane, good to have you here. Zoe, my sister from Cambridge in the UK, awesome to have you here. Alice from the Welcome in the Free State here in South Africa. And all the way from Trinidad, TNT, Trinidad and Tobago, Kalen, awesome to have you here. Likewise, Trevor, great to have you here. Saubo Nasisi, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, Bongani. Thank you. Christine, Irene is also here. Yeah, good. Aniki, you're actually the first to check in. Awesome to have you here. Jack from Bloemfontein. We got Marke, who is also here with us, and Joseph from Cameroon. Awesome. So a lot of people have been asking me, Solomon, what's the update with Bishop Stephen Zondo? Should we even call him a bishop? That's why I said I cannot even call him a bishop, right? Why should we call him a bishop? I said that live on TV, on national TV. Why should we even call him a bishop? And obviously, doesn't like me, and he attacked me. He attacked me in ways that is just so unbishop-like, right? Very, very unbishop-like. Here is the attack. How he attacked me live on an African TV channel, Moja Love. Listen to him carefully. Should this be how a bishop should speak? On TV, unashamedly. Watch.
Say you are a witch warlord. Ubani oyekuko and ebazi ukuthi babathakathi.
Why do you think it's taking long for the police to charge him?
You know how many case numbers have been thrown away? Zondo is like a mafia.
It annoys me when you mention the name Solomon. I don't know him. Uyangithuka ngithuka ngabafazi babantu. Kodwa akakaze angibone ngikhumbula uBrooke phambi komfazi wakhe.
Zondo has left God. God has left him. I'm not even going to call him bishop because he's not worthy of a bishop.
Yeah, that was when we appeared on I'm a Bishop, which is a program that covers, just the lives of bishops and pastors and some of the atrocities in the church. And you hear what I say, he's not worthy to be called a bishop, And he came out and said, Solomon, I don't even want to hear that name, And he brought my wife into the conversation unashamedly. I played this video just so I can. You know who we're dealing with here. I've been investigating Stephen Zondo for so many years. There was a time he came out on TV and attacked me because I was exposing TB Joshua. That was like 10, 11 years ago. I didn't even know him that much then. I just see him from a distance. But then a lot of victims started coming over to me and started digging deep. There's a lot of things he's done to women, things he's done to young girls, monies that he's disappeared, spiritual oppression, occultism that he's put people in, his oil, anointing oil that is all wrapped in occultic and demonic spirit that he rubs on people. He merchandises almost everything. That's Stephen Zondo for you, right? And he was well connected to top people, well connected to politicians, well connected to business people. He's a multi-millionaire, big church. If you watch that video clip that I played, maybe I should play it again later. That was within his church property, and you could see the background there. It's a big structure that he's building. Untouchable. But he couldn't face me in that interview. We were supposed to sit face to face so I can put it before him. There's so many experiences of women, of people in his church. So he would answer that. But he decided to chicken out whilst I was there. I was almost not going to do the interview, but I said, okay, since I'm here, I might as well just do it. I'm not going to be a coward or a hypocrite like him. Stephen Zondo has inflicted so much pain in the lives of people. Nobody ever believed that he would ever stand in the dock in court and be charged. No one believed that because he carries this aura and has this connection where politicians come to the church, powerful people come to the church. He was like an untouchable. And you see, that is how they carry themselves. And even the false prophets and the charlatans, they believe that they are untouchable. But you see, before God, you are not untouchable. When you are in sin, you will have a sense of invisibility because you're living in sin and you have this false power and influence. But you see, sin weakens you. You are weak without knowing that you are weak. Sin exposes you to shame and disgrace, but you are not even aware of it because you are consumed in your own assertiveness, in your own abilities. That's how sin blinds. There's a lot of people that are blinded by sin. And we must not be afraid of people who are living in sin. They are powerless. No matter how rich and famous they are, no matter how powerful they are, no matter what title they carry, any person who goes around intentionally sinning every day is a weak person. Do not be afraid of them. Be bold, be courageous, because they're not even aware that the devil is out to get them. You call a spade a spade. That's what Simi said. That's what it is. So I'm going to give you an update. Zondo finally went on trial 2 weeks ago in the Pretoria High Court here in South Africa. There are 10 charges, but now there are an additional 3 fresh charges that are going to be brought before him. So he's going to be back in court soon. But the trial now went for 2 weeks and it's postponed, and he is going to continue later in next year, 2022. And a lot of the victims were so excited just to have him face these charges. Was just a big thing for them. Just to see him in court. And people don't understand victims. Sometimes that's just what they need for them to kickstart their healing, for them to kickstart taking their power back, because this man took their power. The woman, that what he did to all these women and young girls, married women, some of them, married to his pastors, some of them, slept with them, forced himself on them. He took their power away. Now, I spoke to Pope D. Pope D and I have known each other for a couple of years. I was investigating Zondo and he was investigating Zondo because he was a leader with his wife at Zondo's church, that is, he calls it the Rivers of Living Waters. But they decided to quit because of what they saw and experienced. And they started getting information, and the information that they have, put it together. So we've been working together quite a lot with him. He is very much in this issue, and he's been to court several times whilst I was in prison, because I was actually going to go to court and also be there and sit there and witness this. So I spoke to him, and because a lot of people have been asking me for update, and since I was in prison, I decided to now speak to him earlier today, just to be able to get an update fresh, because he's been following this whilst I was in prison. So I recorded our conversation, and I'm going to play to you the conversation that I recorded. Listen carefully, and so you can understand what Zondo is facing. The first person to testify against Zondo, last week, was his niece, about what he did to her as a young girl. His niece. But listen to the conversation here.
I say the 10th one, the 10th count.
Currently, you have how many cases?
10.
Okay.
10 cases. And already we have 3 that are recently opened. They are not part of this. There will be totally new cases.
Okay.
Yes, which I believe somewhere next year will be called again to appear before court. Because what we're trying to do is to make sure that all these cases go to the Pretoria High Court, because of the experience we had in the past, where in the Val area, and not to be specific in Smoking, the cases were just disappearing. Now we tried by all means to make sure that they are in the provincial office in Pretoria.
Okay. Which is the High Court, and which is
the High Court, yes, where he spent to start his trial. Started last week Monday.
How was the trial been? How was the trial been? What went on at the trial, and who testified at the trial?
So Solomon, my brother, God is great. Things are being exposed there, contrary to what I see on social media, where his followers and members are saying, no, Bishop Zondo is having a good trial there. People are like this and this and that. I wish it was possible for everyone to be inside court to see and feel what is happening. Even a blind man could see that there's just no way that Zondo will survive this one. It's only 2 weeks which was allocated for this trial, but unfortunately the 2 weeks seemed to be very little, very short, because only one witness went through this. Who's the niece? The witness that was tried on stand today this week, past 2 weeks, was only the niece, and there was no
Zondo's niece was was also testifying against him.
Possible to say, let's forget about this.
Okay,
One case.
you're not clear.
Only this one case.
You're not clear.
Only this one case is going to jail.
Which one?
Only this one. It's one of the niece. The evidence that were brought before the judge there is so immense. There's just no way he can survive this.
What did the niece say about what he did to her?
The niece explained at length that she was raped repeatedly 3 times, to be exact, on 3 different occasions at the house where she stayed for a period of about 2 to 3 months together with her brother and then Zondo's family. Because there was a time, apparently, according to information we got, that the niece had to, together with her brother, go and stay at Zondo's parents' place, because her mother was not around. She was on maternity. Then, in our culture, at times when your partner is on maternity or going to give birth, she has to go home and be with someone who will take care of her. Then that is when these things happened. Now, you know what's said is Zondo was time to say, you must be my first place for X amount of time. Things that were said by Zondo in church, because in so many sermons when we were still members of the church, you talk about his family, you talk about his grandmother who was a Sangoma. Now all of a sudden the grandmother was no longer a Sangoma. But those things you don't give it to heaven to go and look for them. They are in his sermons. All those things that he's denying today, they are in his sermons. I mean, it's just pathetic. It was just pathetic to an extent where they tried through historians, advocates, they tried to say all these people who are coming up with cases of rape against him are influenced by the Bobedis. He even said Bobedi tried to influence the niece to demand $1 million from Zondo. I said, that's a joke. That's a joke. He tried to deny even having a family meeting where he instructed, they say, the niece, together with the brother, say he was instructing them to say, I'll give you 25 bucks the following morning on condition that we withdraw the case. Now he's saying, no, 25,000 rand.
Okay.
Now they try to spin and say, no, the 25,000 rand. They are agreeing that there was a discussion of 25,000 bucks, but it was not. I'm sorry, there's some noise here. I don't know if you can still hear me properly.
It's fine, yeah, continue.
But it was not, they say through his life, it was not a bribe. It was monies that was supposed to be used for her psychiatric, whatever, assistance, because Zondo claims that he could sense and see that this lady is not well. I mean, hello. Now, the case was postponed only because we couldn't finish everything in 2 weeks. I think they now realize that it's going to need more time. Unfortunately, the judge tried to say he can come in January during recess, but because NPA is understaffed, these prosecutors from NPA said no, their diaries are full. The only time, actually both prosecutors put their diaries, and they said the only time they can accommodate this and give it justice is around July. Okay. They will be starting on the 18th of July, I think up to the 5th of August, if I'm not mistaken. I'll forward you the dates you can share with everyone there. Then there's also somewhere in September, October, and they said if we don't finish by October, there's also 2 weeks in November. But in short, by November next year we have finished. But the flip side of things is, on our side, as much as those victims might feel that, it's going to wait another 6-7 months. Remember, we've been waiting for years for Zondo to come. The biggest victory for these victims was to see him pleading before the judge. That was, everyone, especially guys, people who are from the world, they will tell you over the years that Zondo will never appear before any judge. The way he was politically connected, powerful because of money and all. But God now is taking back his church. All those powers means nothing currently. We've seen so many things. I'll just allude to your situation now currently. The only reason why you had to go through what you went through during the past 20 days in incarceration was because we're fighting for the right cause.
That's right.
Now the devil is saying, I'm going to disturb you. He said that we never gave you support, that those in the dark are giving each other. I need to say that openly, to say as believers, we are not united. We never gave you support that you needed. But going back to this case, Whilst waiting for the 18th of July, already there are cases that are coming. I believe in the next 2-3 months that you will appear again in court, and we already have cases of 4 rape cases. Let me put it bluntly. At times when you keep on saying sexual offense, sexual this, it's rape. Bishop Zondo is a serial rapist. He doesn't deserve the title bishop. I call him Zondo. Pardon me for those who are still saying he's a man of God. I call him Zondo, the serial rapist. Because we know what we're talking about. We have concrete proof. Everyone can say whatever he wants to say, hands off our father, but they know he is a serial rapist. And it's been exposed. God is taking back his church. And if I'm to share with you again, in Botswana, I spoke to you some months ago to say Botswana is up in arms. On the 8th of December, next month, they are in court on the same issue, not of rape, of monies and laundering and all those things in Botswana.
Money laundering.
Money laundering.
How does that happen?
Remember, when you make money in a foreign country, it's gonna be taxed and all that. Now, such things never happen. You'll send people to bring money fiscally and hide it in trucks, church trucks, and some in their pockets or whatever. But there were means of making sure that money goes out of one country to South Africa illegally. It happened also in Lesotho. We're putting up cases for Lesotho. Now in Botswana, they're not doing it like us. We're taking time. Botswana is closing like they did with Bushiri. They are closing Rivers of Living Waters ministries. As I speak, I spoke to one former senior pastor, Mr. Sokweng, who confirmed a week ago to say in Lubate, I think it's Lubate, I'll just double check my facts. They've closed the branch, not closing as in members, but the authorities closed. They said, we don't want this church here anymore. And other branches are following suit.
Wow.
Because they are crying foul because of these money issues, because of witchcraft. People's eyes are now open. Thanks to God making sure that they are the likes of ourselves and yourself doing this job.
Yeah, you have been in the forefront of really bringing the witnesses and the victims together and making sure you're working with the MPA, which is a good job that you've done there. So we hope to see who are some of the witnesses that are still to testify.
You know, I was shocked that his lawyers kept on saying, if I call my witness, they'll say something contrary to this. What you saying, talking to the kids, what you say, but to our surprise, not even a single witness was called. We expected him to put his client on stand, Zondo.
Yes.
It never happened. It never happened. I knew he was going to crack there. Because if you were to come in all these days to make time to come and speak, Zondo they normally see on TV, hears all those things. But come and see the one we are sitting with in court. I normally sit behind him. The mighty is on it's God. The respect is God. I always sit behind him, make sure that I witness everything that is happening there. He's not the same anymore. He must just let people speak. Let people go. Let people go. Free them. This time is over. It might take another 6 months, 8 months, whatever, but it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
No, thank you for the update.
I feel for those pastors who are still blinded by this. I feel for especially the female pastors, especially those that are in government, because some are even in senior positions within government, but they know what is happening. You know, we keep on saying people are victims. Some are not victims, my brother. Some are willing participants. They know what is happening.
Yes.
Hence, they are insulting us. They are threatening us, but we are relentless. We are relentless. Amen. It doesn't matter if one is to die for this, let it be.
Amen. That's the feeling. That's the approach. We need to lay down our lives until these monsters, these criminals and deceptors, charlatans and fake bishops and false prophets, until they're exposed. And I'm really glad that you really, especially you and your wife, you guys have really been in the forefront of this. I've known you guys for years now. I remember when this used to just be a discussion amongst us, a meeting and talking about this. Now he's in court.
You're one of the first guys we tried to approach when we started this, when we didn't even have much info as we do now. Remember, we approached you first, just that we had to meet after some time, but you were one of the first because we trusted no one. mostly those who are in there, because some people, you know, there's funny ways things happening out there. Some they are out there for just their brand. They'll just appear once we are in court or once we at TV presented for their brand. They're unfortunately still men out there who are genuine, who are upset.
Well, thank you so much. You know, we look forward to more charges and keep doing what you're doing. God bless, brother.
I'm on top of something even this afternoon in the Northwest. Okay. There's one late one, so and 7.
All right. So that's my conversation with Pope D. His name is Pope D. He was one of the leaders at Zondo's church, Rivers of Living Water, him and with his wife. His wife was actually like the main fundraiser. So they had very great insights and behind the scene knowledge, you know, about a whole lot of things. So now they left and they've been mobilizing former members who have been victimized one way or the other to come forward. And as you heard, this is a case that will go through the year, next year, and there are new charges that are going to be, you know, brought before him. So I'm just excited, and I'm just definitely looking forward to Zondo really facing justice and getting what he should. You know, a lot of his followers and people are trying to spin the story, but you see, there's no way you can spin the story now since everything is in court. You can try to spin the story as much as you want, you know, but you know, you have to be a good spin doctor for you to even spin the story in the country, but it's in court already, you know. So that's just a good thing. Pendulo is saying Zondo is in trouble. The devil is going down. Here is saying, I'm so happy. Zondo is going down. Indeed. Zanzi Queen says the people cannot live because they have been spiritually manipulated. You know, so that place belongs to criminals, you know. So there are definitely, you know, quite a lot of people here. Pakalita says supporters believe that all witnesses are bribed. Logically, it does not make sense. No, it will never make sense. It will never make sense at all. Bongani is saying as long as there are witnesses and not intimidated at all, the state will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Zondo is a wicked man. Yes, he is indeed a wicked man. And I played you that video earlier on for some of you guys who joined us much later. Let me play you this video of a program. We appeared on a program on national TV called I'm a Bishop. And this is what Zondo has to say. I mean, he was bringing my wife into the conversation like, you know, has his wife ever seen me with my pants down? Can you believe that? A bishop. He calls himself a bishop. You see why he's not even a bishop? He's a fake bishop.
They say you are a witch warlord.
Why do you think it's taking long for the police to charge him?
You know how many case numbers have been thrown away? Zondo is like a mafia.
It annoys me when you mention the name Solomon. I don't know him. Zondo
has left God. God has left him. I'm not even going to call him bishop because he's not worthy of a bishop.
Yeah, he's not a bishop. He's not worthy for bishop. He says, you know, the name Solomon annoys him. I don't know why. Why should my name annoys you? You know, why are you getting annoyed when you just hear my name? Yeah, you're trying to hide something? Is it because I've been on your case, digging deep and investigating stuff? But I'm so happy and really glad where the case is now, because Zondo carries a lot of influence around the Southern African country, you know, between South Africa, Lesotho, and Botswana. He has quite a lot of churches and he's always on TV, has big meetings in stadiums and all that. And by the way, he was, maybe TB Joshua now is dead, but he was a big TB Joshua disciple. Zondo was a big TB Joshua disciple from like 15 years ago. He's been going to TB Joshua over and over again. He's taken a lot of South Africans, recruited a lot of South Africans to go to the synagogue, to go to TB Joshua. And a lot of them got into trouble, spiritual trouble there, lost money, never got healed. So Zondo is responsible for many things. The fact that you recruited hundreds or thousands of South Africans and took them, not even hundreds, thousands of South Africans, took them to TB Joshua and put them in the hands of TB Joshua. That in itself is wicked and brutal. You know who TB Joshua is, Zondo, yourself. You know he's a crook. You know he's a criminal. You know he's a charlatan. You know he's the wizard of Endo. You know, he's an occultic man. But you took these people and put them right in the hands of TB Joshua. You cannot do that. You cannot do that at all. So I'm really happy and glad that Zondo is not under pressure, and he's going to be under pressure throughout the year 2022 until there comes a verdict against him. That's my prayer. If we can get Zondo out, we will reduce the influence of charlatans and false prophets. At least that would save a lot of people, a lot of victims, and that will bring a lot of healing to many of them, and also a bit of closure for so many of them. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back tonight later. I will be talking about how I almost got deported whilst I was in prison. Whilst I was in prison, I was taken to court. I was put, handcuffs around me. First time I got handcuffs, and I was taken to the court. That was whilst I was in prison. 11 of us were taken to court to face a deportation application. You know, when you have to see the judge face to face, and the judge in the court is telling you, I have an application to deport you. How do you even start? All I thought about was my family. But I am not an illegal person, illegal alien in South Africa. Never been. I always do things right. And that was what saved me. But I'm going to give you all the details much later. Please don't forget to make sure that you subscribe to this video and like the video, and also share the video. Thank you so much. May the Lord bless you, keep you, and may his face continue to shine upon you. I'll catch you again much later. God bless.
As a church leader, your time and resources are limited. It's difficult to find discipleship and Bible study materials that are affordable, easily accessible, and high quality. But there is a way to equip the people in your church every day of the week without losing sleep. Welcome to Right Now Media, the world's largest library of video-driven Bible study resources, used by more than 20,000 churches, schools, and organizations. With a Right Now Media subscription, everyone in your church can access thousands of biblical resources for kids, couples, small groups, and more. Give your members access to great content, anytime, anywhere, on any device.
And God specifically says, the way you think, that's not the same way I think.
Equip and inspire everyone in your church beyond Sunday